those of you listening on the pod.
Welcome into hour 2. Tim, this video here, I'm risking getting hit with a copyright, and I don't even care. I don't even care because this is one of the coolest videos I've seen. The Packers tweeted this out. We were talking about, putting the backspin on the ball. I'm going to turn the sound down because there is music playing, so it's going to be boring to people in here watching it with us. But this is going to show. Watch how Whelan drops this ball on the foot, and notice the backspin that he puts on the ball to get it to jump backwards on that fumble. All right. Watch this. Just notice how he drops the ball here, guys. This dude is a technician. Look at that. Right on the nose. Now look at the backspin. For that ball to hit the turf and come right back. I mean, this dude, Tim, he is so damn good at his job, man. So good at his job. And then, of course, Zane Anderson fighting for the ball, doing a great job recovering it. Yep. There you see Christian Welch coming in. Yep. Hopper.
Bo Melton.
Yep.
Evan Williams, all down there. I love it. And again, great point, Clayton. You got a technician back there and a guy with a thunder leg. He can boot the hell out of it, but he's also accurate. And putting a little English on there. I love it, man. That ball did exactly what it needed to do and allowed Zane to make the play that he did. We broke that down this morning talking about the football IQ, but none of that happens if you don't hit a good one there. So Big shout out to the Irishman, Danny Whelan.
I mean, just a perfect kick. And again, I know it may be boring to some people. Why are we talking about punter? That right there was the play of the game.
I was just going to say, how can it be boring? This is what tilted the game right here. Mm-hmm. I mean, we had a drive stall right before that punt. And you get special teams play like this, But hey, fire Rich Bisaccia, right, Clay?
Man, and again, Daniel Whelan was available for a reason, right? We see Daniel Whelan today. Well, who gets credit for working with Daniel Whelan? If we're going to scream fire Rich Bisaccia and blame him when kickers miss kicks and guys miss blocks and this and that, and then we got to give credit when they train someone to play at the level in which Daniel Whelan's playing. And it's the same thing with him holding the football as well. Rich is the one that's working with those guys, long snapping, all that stuff, right? So again, it's just something that I know we don't, Tim, because we talk about punters probably more than any other show, punters and
kickers, right?
Right. But man, those things, again, it was 10-6, and that fumble, that backspin he put on the ball and putting them in a position where Zane Anderson could kind of force that fumble, or that muff, I should say, and recover that won you a turnover, and you finished +3 in the turnover differential, and also it won you the middle 8.
Yep.
Right? Or it would have tied you.
The middle 8, right?
So to me, it's the most important play of the game. It really is, man. It really, really is. So
and credit to Matt LaFleur and the offense, right? You capitalized on that. You put points on the board. That's the most important part, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So again, Daniel Whelan just continuing to I want to see that dude be an all-pro, man. We've got to sooner or later, he's got to get recognized because he's become one of the most consistent. He always had that flash, that boom, and that precision, and it's consistency. It's just every time he kicks the ball. I'm expecting him to miss one, and when he does, I'm not going to rake him over the coals. I'm like, he was due for one, right?
Yeah.
But he just never misses. He never misses, man. So, yeah, there you go. Great matter. Surely Pat McAfee has more punter time. I don't know, man. I watch Pat McAfee every day, and let me tell you, Bo, I think we've talked about punter more than them because Whelan's one of the best players on this team. It's wild.
For sure.
And he definitely is taken for granted from time to time. So, all right, Tim, let's shift gears. Let's get into the PFF grades, man. This was a fun one to break down on tape. I'm excited to do that tomorrow on Chalk Talk. I've been watching film all day today. I've officially made 3 passes through the All-22, and we've got 16. 16's becoming the magic number this year. 16 plays is what we've got lined up for tomorrow for Chalk Talk. So if you guys have never tuned in for Chalk Talk, make sure you're on here with us 6 p.m. Central tomorrow. We're going to break down the most important plays from the game there against the Vikings. We'll go all 22. We'll go end zone cam. We'll give you the play call. We'll give you everything about the play design, and we'll figure it out together. The chat gets very interactive there as well. We just break down the tape together and talk about that huge win there from the game against the Vikings. So, Tim, overall PFF grades to start there. The Packers are now the 4th highest graded team in the league. Offensively, they are now the 9th highest graded team in the league with a 77.4. And defensively, they are the 5th highest ranked team with an 80.0. Remember just early in the year, the offense kept dipping. Now you're seeing the offense slowly creeping back up, man. And again, that offensive grade was a 77.4. So let's jump into now the week by week basis here. Minnesota game, the Packers graded out a 75.8. I'm going to try to do the quick math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's their 6th highest graded game. So they didn't play like a great game. They didn't play like they did against the Commanders in week 2, right? Where they had an 85.7, but a 75.8, more than good enough to get it done. 71.7 on offense. Defensively, a 71.7 as well. That's really crazy. They get the same exact grade there. And it looks like what they did best yesterday was their receiving grade at 77.5. So you'd love to see that, man. You see them rebound after all the drops. Obviously, against the Giants, 56 or a 64.2, and then jump back up to a 77. So that was their 3rd best game in terms of receiving grades. Just a quick little glance at that. Now let's jump into the offensive side of the ball. Here are the heroes of the day. See if we can get this zoomed in, make it a little easier for everybody.
Oh, look at that. Scoot at the top of the list.
At the very top, bro. Christian Watson leading the way, 49 snaps, 82.5 PFF grade. Second on the list, Luke Musgrave. I pause for dramatic effect. Luke Musgrave, 74.9 was your second highest graded player, 25 snaps. So there was the other 2 tight ends got more snaps than him, but still 25 snaps is a good little chunk of the game. We seen him draw the pass interference on that one play, right? And I think that's happened twice now this year with Luke Musgrave. They love working him up the sideline. So
that's a high FBI play too, for the record. If you're getting your arm pinned behind your back by a DB and you're running up the sideline, you're waving that offhand, and you're also not hand fighting, because more often than not, the official is going to just let it be contact, or you might get offsetting or a no call. The fact that he allowed that DB to just pin him and try to catch that ball one-handed is what got us the call. So that was a clutch play.
And you know what I think is going on there? I think that it's freed him up, that they're going, you know what? And you notice it says TER. I wonder if that means tight end receiver. I don't think they specify. I bet it does. So we need to go dig through the tape and try to see where Luke Musgrave lined up the whole time. But the fact that the other 2 tight ends got more snaps than him, as you can see here, John Fitzpatrick got 40, Josh Whyle got 27, Luke got 25. I think it's freeing him up, Tim, that they're not asking him to play tight end now, right? Yep. They're allowing him to use his God-given talent and ability to do what he does well, and that's a testament to good coaching. As Coach Lynn, I'm sure, would confirm, the number one thing a coach can do, Tim, is put your players in position to do what they do well, right?
Absolutely. And we always, our biggest gripe was the run blocking and the pass blocking with Luke. So if he's a better pass catcher and a field stretcher, let's put him in that position. I thought Fitzpatrick did well in the blocking scheme, and so did Wiley. So it makes sense, man. That's just another testament to good old Tupac LaFleur knowing what to do with the weapons that he has.
Yeah, and again, run blocking grade this week for Luke Musgrave, 70.4. So I think it's kind of freeing him up, like it's less pressure on him now. So I love it. I love to see it. Emmanuel Wilson, 3rd with a 72.2. Chris Brooks, 4th with a 71.5. Boy, you think they weren't wanting to play for Josh Jacobs yesterday, man? That's absolutely awesome. Both those guys came out and balled out. Malik Willis, only 6 snaps, but a 70.8. Zach Tom, 69.2. Dontavion Wicks, 32 snaps, 68.2. Tim, don't look now, but I think Wicks is earning more snaps, dude. It sucks. I say, listen to me. I about said it sucks that Matthew Golden's coming back. No, it don't suck. That's great. But Dontavion Wicks taking advantage of the opportunity, man. I think he's going to earn a good little portion of snaps moving forward, man. He made a couple of good snags there in that game, and to me, his hands have gotten way better this year.
If anything, I'm looking at my boy Malik Heath, and I'm a little concerned because he's been trending downward in the snap totals, and Tay Wicks is I think Tay Wicks has 1 drop on the season. We might have to fact check that, but compared to the drop issues he had maybe last season, you can see steady improvement with Tay Wicks, including that gem of a grab on that floater from Air Jordan yesterday into the middle of the field with 5 defenders around, and Tay went up there and grabbed that ball. we've also seen him make a lot of contested grabs this year as well. So I think, yeah, you're right. Tay Wicks is trending upwards, and even with Golden coming back into the fold and Jaden Reed coming back into the fold, if anything, I think there's a spot for Tay Wicks in this rotation for sure.
And he's under contract again next year, right?
Yep.
So that's why it's like the closer we get to the end of the season, it's kind of looking like with Rome. It's he may end up being the odd man out, right? But Bates did confirm. Thank you so much for looking that up, Bates, and everything you always do, man. He says TER is a receiving focused tight end. TEB is a blocking focused tight end. So thank you for looking that up. And it looks like everybody was considered TER in this game, right? So for what it's worth. But Luke Musgrave, that's just awesome to see that, though, for sure. Josh Wiley, man, just doing what you ask him to do. 27 snaps, 67.6. John Fitzpatrick right behind him, 64.0. But the big thing with Wiley, man, you see it every week on the tape, 74.4. We're going to show a misdirection play. It's one of the explosive runs by Emmanuel Wilson from yesterday. We'll show it tomorrow on Chalk Talk, where they run a little misdirection where he kind of fakes to the left, takes the handoff, and then cuts back. And they've actually got Wiley, I believe it was Wiley, doing a little U lead off the opposite side. Really, really nice play, man. Really nice play. So tight ends are playing good football, man. That's all you can ask for sure.
Fitzpatrick running through an MFer's face too. We saw that up the sideline. I was up out of my seat, man, on that one. I'd love to see that. Keep the piss hot, man. Tuck Norris is going to be missing some time, so we need our tight ends to keep the piss hot. I love it.
Yeah. So again, Zach Tom 69.2, going to the offensive line. Rasheed Walker 63.6. Romeo Dobbs 63.3, Jordan Love 62.7. How cool is it? Your quarterback completely banged up, separated shoulder, AC joint sprain, whatever the technical term is for his specific injury, and he's still grading out a 62.7. Man, that says a lot about Jordan. Aaron Banks 60. I thought on the tape he looked pretty decent to me. Jordan Morgan looked bad on the few reps I noticed of him. But Sean Ryan got a 56.3, Darian Kennard a 54.1, Anthony Belton a 44.8. I know people are going to see that and go, whatever, he played great. I didn't look at the tape. I didn't look at the tape and think Anthony Belton deserved a 44.8. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't see it the same way other people. People were talking like he's mauling. He's taking – I heard Matt LaFleur call him a mauler, right? And the media immediately said, man, this offensive line really took off. The running game really took off once Anthony Belton got in there. He did play better than I think Jordan Morgan did. And obviously PFF agrees here, 38.9 for Morgan, a 44.8 for Belton. But the big thing here with those two guys, notice their pass blocking grade is good. 77.8 for Belton, 82 for Jordan Morgan, but a 39 and a 35 in the run blocking. Again, Anthony Belton was a left tackle at NC State. Jordan Morgan was a left tackle at Arizona. Yep. So it is what it is. Now, if you had to ask me which one of those two would you rather have at right guard, it's neither. I want Darian Kennard, but Anthony Belton over Jordan Morgan at right guard. Let's let Jordan Morgan prep for left tackle and let him be your backup left side, right? That's what I want to see the rest of the year. I don't know how you feel if you got a take on that as we get ready to wrap up the offensive side of the ball here, man.
No, I would agree with that. I think there's something to build on there with Belton at right guard. I mean, we saw a rotation and then he basically finished the game there, 45 snaps at right guard. So clearly they're seeing something with him. And I think you're right. Maybe that's the plan, is to get Jordan Morgan on the left side of that line, whether it's left guard, left tackle, whatever, get him over in that spot. And, we know what the equation is, right? Put the best five out there. Same thing with Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan didn't grade out very well in his second game as a starting center. But that's a work in progress. I think once he gets some of these, the pass pro down a little bit and gets some of these snaps under control, this is the second week in a row we saw a couple of high snaps that terrifies the hell out of you. You don't want to see something going over your quarterback's head into the backfield. I think once he gets that together with time and experience, Sean Ryan may prove to be a serviceable center until we figure it out. And we certainly know he's serviceable on the interior, left guard, right guard as well. So I think you've got some versatility there. But I'm with you, man. I'd like to see Jordan Morgan on the left side of that line, and I'd like to see Kennard at right guard. Maybe if we have to move Zach Tom, maybe Belton's your right tackle. We don't know. A lot can happen in the trenches. There's a lot of ball left, right?
Yeah, and hopefully they'll continue to build off of, listen, these are just PFF grades. Nobody's saying this is the gospel, right? Felt like we ran the ball pretty good yesterday against a decent defense. Let's be honest, right? Their run defense was slightly better than their pass defense, if I remember correctly, because I was thinking we probably need to pass a little bit more than run, just based off of the tendencies and how everything had gone up to this point. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how everything unfolds. Let's go to the chat real quick. Chris Casualan says, Musgrave madness? Question mark in all caps. Let's go. Older than dirt. Musgrave with a 70.4 shows he's working on the run blocking. Yep. Absolutely. And again, you don't have to do it for 50 snaps a game like we asked Tucker Kraft to do, right? Just let him kind of do his thing, put him in a position to be effective, and let him slowly work on that. And I understand it's not ideal for a second-round pick. I got you. I expected Musgrave to be a day one starter and be very, very effective. I was wrong on that. Here's what's hilarious about when you watch the college tape and how much different it is from the pros. The main strength that I had tagged on Musgrave watching his college tape, there's two things. No, there's two things. Even worse, Tim, you're going to laugh your ass off. I said spatial awareness, right? He's just good at knowing where people are around him. And I said contact balance.
Oh, yeah. That didn't translate to the NFL.
And you watch it on the college tape, and he was catching balls in traffic. The year before his final year in college, he was healthy. His final year, he was hurt. Maybe that's what happened. But his next to last year in college, he'd catch the ball in a tight window, bounce off a guy, stay on his feet, and take off. I'm like, oh, good contact value. It was all over the tape. You get to the pros, maybe it has something to do with internal bleeding. I don't know.
I was just going to say, a lacerated kidney might do that to you. Might change the way you approach the game a little bit.
It changed Jordy Nelson when he got those ribs cracked. Did it not? He was never the same player when he got popped in those ribs. I know most people look at the ACL like that's what did it. To me, it was the rib shot on the sideline that was like he started thinking, man, that farm looking better and better every day. I'd rather be on the tractor than taking these rib
shots. Wasn't that Richard Sherman that popped him on that play?
Man. I just remember him getting crunched on the sideline.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
he had the flak jacket on the next week, though, and tried to go. Got to love Jordy, man.
Tough as nails. Same thing with Musgrave finishing the game with a lacerated kidney or whatever. So, yeah. Jen Wright with some breaking news here, Tim. We got breaking news?
Are you serious? Jen Wright dropping the bombs. Let's go.
Our correspondent, Jen Wright in the chat, says, Jaden Reed just posted a YouTube short titled Be Back Soon.
I'm not going to lie. I was faded. I ain't going to lie. I was faded. Like,
you think he'll be back this week, Tim, or is that kind of curbing the enthusiasm? Like, it may be a little bit longer, but soon.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
I think if it's up to Bird, he's going to play on Thursday. But it's not up to him entirely, right? I love this. I'm glad Jen picked up on this. That's cool. Be back soon can mean a lot of things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bottom line, I'm willing to bet for sure that he's back against the Bears. Yeah. For sure.
Oh, yeah. Mandy says be back soon all the time, and then I start getting notifications on my phone talking about credit card swiped here, credit card swiped there, credit card swiped there. She did it again earlier today. Says she's going to be home at 8 o'clock. Check the Live 360. She's shopping again. Unbelievable. This girl. So we'll see, though. And here's the thing, too, with back to Jaden Reed tomorrow. When we get the practice footage and everything, I'll go live immediately when that drops, and we'll see, is he full participant? Is he still – if he's limited tomorrow, Tim?
I would say I doubt Thursday,
I'd say probably
if he's full, maybe we get Bird. And, again, snap count maybe, right?
And the rebuttal there is if he's listed as limited, that could be them playing a little gamesmanship too, trying to make the Lions think he ain't going to play. So it could be a little bit of that as well. So Chester in the chat said, I missed it. How did Rashid grade out? Rashid Walker graded out a 63.6. Not bad, Zach Tom was a 69. So Rashid was the second highest graded offensive lineman. Let's take a look at what he's done this year, Tim. 63, 69, 34, 64, 68, 72, 61, 75, 71, 56, 63. So his grade's a 67. I would love to have Rashid Walker back next year. Just not for the price that it's going to warrant with him hitting free agency,
I agree. I certainly think one of the best seventh round offensive linemen you're going to see out there in the modern NFL. Yeah. Pleasant surprise for us. I remember, this is, going back to Bakhtiari and the knee, right? I mean, Rasheed Walker was thrown into the fire and has continued to be steady throughout this process. But I'm with you, Clay. I don't think we can't overpay for good, right? We can overpay for great. And I think he's been really, really good. I just don't know if he's been, great at left tackle.
Yeah. And when you look at it here, gang, like he's consistent as they get, right? 66, 68, 67 throughout his career. When you look at the penalties, he had 9 penalties in 23, and I don't even know if that's good or bad, to be honest with you, but he had 10 penalties in 2023. Last year he had 9 penalties. I will say, like about 200 more, a little less than 200 more snaps though. So he lowered the penalties on more snaps. That's a good thing. This year he's up to 693 snaps and he's at 5 penalties. So he's tracking about the same thing. You know what you got with Rasheed. He's always going to grade out in the mid to upper 60s, and he's probably going to be, on the books for about 10 penalties on the year, So, and he's a good pass blocker. Yep. He's not so good run blocker. That's essentially what you got. So I think you hit the nail on the head, Tim. You'll overpay for good, not great. He's a good offensive lineman. You just can't afford to break the bank for that, right? So.
Yep. I like what Deadfish is saying too. Like, I would like it too. I'm with you, but we just talked about Jordan Morgan, right? I think that the writing's on the wall. The plan may be to move him over to that spot, and I have faith in, like, when it comes to Jordan Morgan playing left tackle, I feel real good about that compared to him playing right guard or something. So,
right, yeah.
Great point by Deadfish.
Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall there. That's going to be the plan. Jordan Morgan play left tackle, right? Chris Casualin says, can Jordan Morgan be as good or better than Shido based on what we've seen from Morgan thus far? I think yes. Yeah. I think he'll be better than Rasheed Walker at left tackle based off a little bit we've seen in the preseason, but also the grades kind of suggest it too. Here, like you see the 82 pass blocking grade in this game specifically, right? And then you go back up to our boy Rasheed Walker. His pass blocking grade in this game is a 59.4, right? So, again, it's a run blocking that's so bad on Jordan Morgan. What you'll probably get is a slightly worse run blocking version of a slightly worse run blocker than Rasheed Walker at left tackle, but I think a much more effective pass blocker than what you'll get. So,
yep.
It's still early, and he hasn't gotten a chance to play on the left side, which is more his natural spot, like we've talked about ad nauseum. But give me one more year of this and I'll be willing to accept. Yeah, Jordan probably not the dude, but again, it's just so tough because we haven't seen him do. That's one player that they have not put in a position to do what he does best. So, all right, let's shift gears and go over to defense here before we run out of time, Tim. This is probably the most exciting part here. It's the last thing we're hitting. Isaiah McDuffie leading the way, 86.4. Tim, 88.2 coverage grade, bro. What the hell is going on out here, as Vince Lombardi once said? An 88.2 coverage grade with an 82 tackle grade. His run fit grade was a 58, so not great, but still at 86.4. And we talked about it earlier. He's grading out as the 16th best linebacker, a 74.5 on the year, 72.9 coverage grade. I think what this says here, Tim, you got a damn good tackler, and you got a guy who knows this defense inside and out. That's what you got.
Oh, big shocker. The Boston College guy fits in really well with Hafley's scheme. Oh, I'm really surprised.
I mean, Hafley immediately when he came in and started looking at things, he was like, I need that dude. Yeah. We got to make sure he stays on the roster, right?
And you can't say that didn't have at least a little bit to do with this surge that we're seeing.
Absolutely.
We always knew he was a solid tackler, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that the pass defensive grade and the way he's been playing in the pass game, that's just a pleasant surprise. And, clearly Zay McDuffie's one of those dudes, like you can throw him into the fire. The moment's not too big for him. Like, I don't think he batted an eyelash at all at the fact that he was the green dot and had to fill in for Quay. And it's evident on the tape and on the grades here.
Yeah. As Not So Cool says in the chat, pick and a sack. Had a great day, man. Chester Marco says Duff is a bad man. He is right now. And as you were saying that, Tim, about, how he's gotten better playing in Hafley's system, I bet there's a little bit of that extra motivation too, knowing that Hafley believes in him. Like that's my guy. Like I don't want to let him down. There's some players got a lot of fire under their ass, right? Other players, you got to pat them on the back. And there's some players that they want somebody to believe in them. And I think he may have that in Hafley. And it's like he wants to go out there. I guess what I'm saying is Hafley's probably getting the most out of McDuffie that anybody could get out of, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
All right. Next on the list, Xavier McKinney, 75.9. Micah Parsons, 71.7. Edrin Cooper, 70.5. Don't look now, boys. Javon Bullard, another top 5 defensive player, 68.7. A coverage grade of 69.6. Bull just continues to steady the ship here. Look at the grades now. He's at a 66.3 on the year, 44, 61, 47, 58. His cheeks get him out of the lineup. Then look at this run. 71, 73, 69, 64, 66, 72, 68. Bullard's coverage, man, showing a ceiling of an 80.9 against the Giants. And again, a 69.6 yesterday. So excited about Javon Bullard's future, man. It's going to be awesome.
Me too. And maybe he is a safety / corner, right? Because that coverage grade's coming around. You know, we can't necessarily say, hey, don't throw him back there in safety or at the safety spot if you need him. This coverage grade has been shooting through the roof these past couple of weeks, man. So shout out to the Bulldog Bull developing really nicely here. Yeah,
definitely, man. I love watching him play too, man. He plays the game the right way. He really, really does. Next on the list, Kingsley Nibari with a 67.6. Had a great day there. Not great, but a really good day, I should say. So he's grading out a 66.6 on the season. Again, we've seen 55 drop. It makes it into Chalk Talk. I showed it again. I kind of dunked on a few people on Twitter today. I probably shouldn't have done that. I don't take Peter Schrager's advice, and I need to. He said, in this business, 2 things: work hard and don't be an asshole. And I think
I've got the working hard part down.
I know, but God, I'm an a-hole. Mandy reminds me every day. She's like, Clayton, everything doesn't have to be a freaking war all the time. But I know I'm trying hard, but I just can't stand to hear other people run people through the dirt and they don't know what they're talking about. It just absolutely drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But again, Kingsley Nibari, only 15 snaps. So Gary more than doubled his snaps. So they kind of put that to bed. People will stop complaining about that for a little bit. And we've seen 55 drop a couple of times in the game, one of which actually led to a sack, which was really cool to see because you can see ball was snapped. McCarthy was expecting pressure, dropped back, looked left, and noticed, oh, crap, where's 55 going? He's taking my hot away. And then he comes back to the right and he gets smacked in the mouth. So huge, great job scheming there by Hafley and the guys. So Evan Williams, 67.6, looking solid there. Tackle grade of 81.5, having another great game. He is at a 72.6 on the season, so you love to see that. Just continues to play really good football in his second year in the season, or second year in his career. Tyron Hopper, 65.7. Let's freaking go. That's what I'm talking about. 71.6 on the season, Tim. It's only 38 snaps. But, man, how cool is it to know you got that guy on the bench if you need him, right? And he comes in and it's like he's not going to blow your socks off, but boy, oh boy, can he hold his own on the field. Tackle grade 72.8. We talked about that. He's a thumper. Coverage grade not too bad, 63.6. Just a good performance, man, by Hopper.
Shout out Mizzou, man. We got another one.
Yeah, and another one. All right, next you've got Warren Brinson, 64.0 on 21 snaps. Rashawn Gary, 63.2 on 32 snaps. Kamal Haddon, 62.3. Yeah, that's a solid performance.
I might have to get another 36 jersey. You know, we got Nick the Pick. We got Leroy the Leap. I'm going to have to put Kamal Haddon up there with 36.
31 snaps, 62.3, 60.1 coverage grade. Run defense fit, 65.7. Tackle grade, 29. But yeah, hey, listen, man, it was like you didn't notice him out there, and that's what you want for a cornerback, right? Didn't see him getting picked on or anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, his first 2 snaps, did you see the first 2 snaps when he had to come in for key? You know, he basically gets held, and he's looking at the official like, where the hell's the flag? This is a blatant hold, blatant illegal contact. No call, obviously. You're the new guy, right? Yeah. Next play, he jams Justin Jefferson right in his grill and makes a great play. So, I mean, that's what you want in a corner, right? We talk about short memory, right? We've talked about this before. You lost a rep, your first rep out there, your second rep, bam, right in his grill. I love that attitude. I love the way he plays. And don't sleep on Kamal Haddon. Keep an eye out there for 36. We're no stranger to 36 running around in the secondary. Let's keep an eye out.
And I think everybody would agree that our cornerback room is playing way above what we expected, right? That shouldn't be a surprise, though, because that's Halfley's specialty. That's what he does. They call him the DB whisperer, right? That was like his big nickname. And that was Richard Sherman and some of those guys who, if I remember correctly, Halfley was in Seattle as an assistant when Sherman was there, and then later on, Halfley was in San Francisco when Sherman was there. And Richard Sherman was just talking about how Halfley, just his knowledge of the game and how the guys respect him, and they know he's not blowing smoke. When he talks to you, when he breaks down the game, you better listen. He's trying to give you little tips on how you can gain an advantage, and I think he's just getting the most out of a cornerback room that. Money-wise, I mean, my God, Keyshawn Nixon's the highest paid dude in the cornerback room, right? At $6 million. So just phenomenal what he's been able to do. Next, Carl Brooks, only 4 snaps. I think he got hurt, 62. Kobe Wooden, 58. Keyshawn Nixon only played 13 snaps. So you kind of throw that out, but it was a 57.8. Carrington graded out bad, and I'm trying to figure out why. His coverage grade was a 62.7. It looks like the reason he graded out so bad, Tim, was the run defense and the tackle grade at a 39 and a 23. I didn't notice it on the tape. Maybe I overlooked it. But I'm not overly concerned with Carrington's grade there. Are you? Okay, good deal.
Me neither. And that 62.7, is that the coverage grade? What's the coverage grade?
Yeah, 62.7 coverage.
Yeah, that's BS. That's low too. And he had that one missed. He almost had a pick. We saw that. He was just
oh yeah, dude.
Just missed it. But I don't know. And yeah, maybe a missed tackle. I don't see the grade being that low, but again, we don't know the formula. I'm not worried about CV either, man, at all.
LVN only 6 snaps, but Devontae Wyatt, man, how the hell do you get 2 sacks in a game and grade out of 44? And what's crazy is his pass rush grade is a 61.6. So maybe he was doing some touch spine that I didn't notice. I don't think so, though. His run defense grade was a 37.9. And listen, they did hit some explosives. It didn't make chalk talk because I didn't think it was worth it to include those, seeing that they didn't score any points. But maybe if I keyed in on those explosive runs, maybe Wyatt got a little reckless in his run fit. I don't know. But Deadfish, your guess is as good as mine. He says, why is Wyatt so bad? I don't know, man. I guess the Uber driver graded Wyatt out, right? That's the only thing I come up with. So, and then Nazir Stackhouse only played 3 snaps, so grading it a 40 there, obviously. But those are your PFF grades on defense. How do you feel about it overall, Tim? These grades on defense and how the defense performed. Again, I try to take it, watch the tape, NFL Pro, PFF grades. I'm happy with the way the defense performed. But somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat too. I think they said something like, not to be that person, but how much of this is the J.J. McCarthy effect? I think that's a fair point. He played bad, played really bad football. But again, you can only play the opponent in front of you, right?
That's true. And I wonder if that goes into some of their formulas when they're grading, matchups and grading guys out, right? But yeah, you got to play the guy across from you. And me personally, I give the defense an A+. They get an A++ for their performance. No touchdowns given up. Lots of turnovers. There were lots of turnovers. I like it.
I like what Jen says here. Need to let me on PFF. I'll cook up some grades. Everybody is an A+. Everybody. Right? So, yeah, I'm with you, Deadfish. 2 sacks and a 44 PFF score. Just nuts. Yeah, completely agree, man. So let us know if you're watching this video back later. How do you feel about the PFF grades? Do you think they're all smoking crack? Do you think they're off base? Do you think it was warranted? Do you think it was more of the fact that J.J. McCarthy, didn't play very good football? I think we would all agree with that. But again, man, take advantage and exploit every mismatch that you got in any game, any given week. So, yeah. There you go, Mitchell's mommy. I'm telling you, PFF smoke was something. So.
Be a crackhead. I got hold to the wrong stuff.
And that's why I always try to tell people, like, listen, we show the PFF grades every week because it's just another way we can cross-check stuff, right? And I put a little bit of stock in it. The fact that there's extra sets of eyes, supposedly, I wish I knew who they were, but extra sets of eyeballs on the play, it's less legwork I got to do, and then I can always kind of give my opinion against it and what does the tape show? So,
well, hopefully those Uber drivers are keeping their eyes on the road while they're, I don't know how you watch film and drive a car. That's crazy.
I imagine they're steering with their knee and breaking down the tape, Tim. That's not good, man. Don't give me any ideas either, man. I think I can pull that off. Anyway, let us know if you're watching this video back later. Do you think the grades were on point? Do you think they were too high, too low? Maybe is there a player that you felt like should have been graded higher? We want to hear from you in the comments. Let us know, and make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. Like tomorrow when we go live at 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live Chalk Talk Edition, we'll break down the 16 most important plays of that win over the Minnesota Vikings as the Packers improve their record once again. And now we're just a half a game behind the Bears. This is setting up for a great finish this season, man. Matter of fact, as we wrap up, Tim, I got us a new graphic here. Let me throw this up. We can use it here for the next few weeks anyway. Shout out to Nerdin on NFL. Nice. They put this graphic out. That's the remaining schedule for the three contenders there in the NFC North. I think it's really cool to see. So you see the Bears on Black Friday. We're going to do if everything goes okay and Mandy doesn't drag me out of the house shopping, we're going to do a live watch party. At least I will, and the guys can join me if they want. A live watch party, Bears at the Eagles. I think it's a 3 o'clock kickoff for Black Friday game there against the Eagles. Obviously, we'll be Eagles fans there. Packers play the Lions. Lions play the Packers on Thanksgiving. We'll be doing a pregame and postgame show. I don't know if I can do a pregame show or not. I'll try. Yeah, I think I'll be able to pull off pregame, postgame show for that. And then let's just kind of run through the Bears are in the lead here, right? So they got the Eagles, and then they got us. If the Eagles can knock them off, and then we somehow win against the Lions on Thanksgiving, then we've got a half a game lead, right? And then all of a sudden, if you beat the Bears the following week, now you got a 1.5 game lead in the North. That's how quick it can turn. Yep. So I'm excited to see how the Bears stack up against us because, again, man, they keep winning. You got to give credit where credit's due. And we know the story. They're bad opponents. I got you. I understand all that. But I'm ready for an answer. I'm ready to see these two teams face off. What I'm ready for. And it's going to be at Lambeau Field, Week 14, chill in the air. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So, and then, of course,
the beard will be at that game for sure.
Uh-oh. Watch out, ladies. If you're in Green Bay, Lord have mercy. Hide your grandmas. All right. The beard is coming to town. So, again, the Bears at the Eagles, at the Packers, Browns at home. That should be a win for them. Then they got the Packers at home, right? And then they're on the road against San Francisco, and then they get the Lions back at home to round it out. So they got a tough little gauntlet there, man. They do. So, going to be a lot of fun, man. But, again, we'll be back tomorrow for Chalk Talk. I'll probably go live as soon as we get the practice updates so we can fill everybody in on the Jaden Reed situation. Hopefully we see full participation there, but we'll give you all that info. So, everybody hit like, subscribe. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun. Had a packed house in here. You guys and gals continue to show up. We don't know why, but we greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Tim, thank you for your time, man.
Thanks for having me, Clay.
All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.
Here we go.
Nice.
Bye, guys.